The India growth story is here to stay. The global economy is under tremendous pressure. The challenges facing the global economy include inflation, climate change, the war in Ukraine, supply chain disruptions and the fallout of the COVID pandemic. Experts say these complex and interconnected crises are pieces of a polycrisis. Amid global uncertainty, the IMF has hailed India as a bright spot. As per the IMF, global growth is projected to fall from an estimated 3.4% in 2022 to 2.9% in 2023. But economists see resilient global demand in India despite external headwinds. The UN Financial Agency's growth projections for India remain unchanged. From the October outlook, India and China will account for about 50% of the global growth in 2023. The Indian Finance Minister will present the Union Budget on the 1st of February. That's tomorrow. The government's annual economic survey is a report card that reviews how the economy has fared in the past year. India's economic survey also serves as the bedrock for the government to plan and allocate funds for the coming year. As per the latest economic survey, India is projected to grow at anywhere between 6 to 6.8% in the next fiscal year, down from the expected 7% for the current year. Under the baseline scenario, India's growth rate is pegged at around 6.5%, which in fact will be the lowest in 3 years. The survey further shows that India is expected to remain strong compared to other global economies. A pickup in bank lending and improved spending by private companies suggest India is likely to be the fastest growing major economy in the coming year. A slowing global economy, though, will hurt India's exports, even as strong domestic demand will keep imports high. That, in addition to a weaker rupee, will widen the trade gap and is likely to challenge the Indian government with regard to how it manages its finances. There are projections of higher inflation in India, largely driven by the Russia-Ukraine war. But the economic survey shows that the rise in price pressures may have already peaked. Well, for more on India's economic survey and what we can expect from tomorrow's budget, we spoke earlier to Madan Sabnavis, the chief economist at the Bank of Baroda.
I would say it's good news because we are still above the 6% mark. And even though it's a decline from 7% to say 6.5%, which means there is definitely weakening which is taking place in the economy, this would still be one of the highest numbers among all the larger economies. And India would definitely be a bright spot. So there's no doubt about it. But this said, I think the government is also cognizant of the fact that there are two problems which have been ailing the economy even before the pandemic. That is the pickup in private investment, as well as the creation of jobs. And I think these two will be high on the agenda of the government, not necessarily in the budget, but even outside the budget, through policies to ensure that these two engines also start running so that we could actually reach that 5 trillion mark or the 7 trillion mark which we're talking of today in a shorter period of time.